there, everyone, and happy Friday. I am Maya Engel, live in our digital studio for UpNorthLive Unscripted at 6:30. I hope you all had a wonderful week, and take a deep breath. We made it to Friday. It's almost the weekend. It's also Flag Day, so that brings up our question of the day, which today, where'd I go? Here I am. Today, our question is, how often do you fly your flag? 75% of people said every day, 12% of people said on holidays, and 13% said I don't have one. So we want to know, how often do you fly your flag? You can scan that QR code on your screen now to vote. You can also leave a comment. I did not check our Facebook comments today, so I'm not sure what people are saying. So if you want to leave a comment live, that would be great. But we'll circle back to our question of the day in a little bit. I want to start off with one of our top stories today, and that was Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She was at Camp Grayling in Crawford County today for the Path in Review ceremony. So this is an annual ceremony. The governor, as you can see in this video here, she led the National Guard in honoring Guard members and their accomplishments. And then also she remembered those that we have lost. And during the ceremony, one thing that the governor touched on was legislation that was passed last year that expands state tuition assistance program eligibility to families of Guard members. So here is what the governor had to say about that.
Investments in those who serve in the military, making sure that they've got opportunities to enhance skill sets without debt. We wanted to expand that to spouses and kids, dependents, essentially. It was General Rogers who was advocating for this, recognizing that this is one more way that we can make Michigan a mecca for our military to see that they've got the support.
And the governor said so far 147 dependents have applied for tuition benefits since the program began just in 2023. So I'm going to take a quick little break here from our news stories, and let's bring in our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. Joe, I'm not going to lie, I forgot to take you at the top.
That's okay. We could have just done it later, too.
I know. I thought about it, but we got to give Joe his time, especially since we didn't have a 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock newscast tonight. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what the weather's going to be like this weekend.
Yeah, it looks kind of the tale of two different days, Maya, honestly. Tomorrow, by the way, a lot of great weather today. It was fantastic.
Beautiful out there today.
And I didn't mind, last night it cooled down nicely we had a cold front pass through, and I didn't mind that. It was good sleeping weather last night.
It was.
I don't mind the cooler weather now. I know a lot of folks are waiting for some, summer-like warmth, and we're going to get that next week. But tomorrow looks okay, Maya, just in a nutshell. But Sunday, of course, that's Father's Day. I would say on Father's Day, there's the chance, for perhaps some rain. So just know that ahead of time. We'll kind of show that in a little more detail coming up. And then we'll also take a look, Maya, at that big warm-up coming up, too. We'll talk more about that a little later.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes for more on our forecast, Joe. But right now, let's turn things over to another story that we are working on today. This one is actually previewing something that's happening tomorrow. So a new nonstop flight to the East Coast will start tomorrow at Cherry Capital Airport in Traverse City. As you can see in that map, it is going to New Haven, Connecticut. Avelo Airlines will be providing this nonstop flight to Tweed New Haven Airport in southern Connecticut. Again, that starts tomorrow. So for more on this new flight, let's bring in Avelo Communication Manager, Courtney Goff. Hi, Courtney. Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And there's a lot to discuss with this flight. But my first question, we're here in Michigan, so I just have to ask this. I'm sure a lot of people, they see your name. We got to know, are you related to Jared Goff?
No, I used to use that as a little trick sometimes, calling my cousin Jared, but I'm not related to him. So, but I've used that before to see how far I can get a couple places. Yeah,
gotta try it. Why not? Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this new flight starting tomorrow to Connecticut. So how often will these flights be available?
Exactly. Yes, those flights start tomorrow. We'll go nonstop between Traverse City and New Haven, Connecticut. Right now, the flights are every Saturday, and we're booking through November 5th right now. So you can go nonstop for as low as $77. It's a perfect time during great summer weather, not only for people in Connecticut to come to Traverse City, but also for those maybe wanting to explore some East Coast beaches, go see Yale, the pizza capital of the U.S. New Haven was just named last week. So there's a lot of great opportunity to go back and forth. It's also a great gateway to New York City without having to do major delays or major layovers with other carriers.
It is pretty close to New York City. Do you know how far away that is? And if there is a way, like an easy way, maybe a train or something to go from South Haven to New York City?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a train that will take you from New Haven directly into New York City. It's about a 90-minute ride, but you've still got your full Wi-Fi access, can hang out, do a little bit of work before you officially start a vacation, or a little bit of work before heading into the city. So it's really easy to get there. There's a shuttle that can take you from the Tweed New Haven Airport to Union Station train station. So it works out really nicely for those that are wanting to use this as a way to scoot into the New York area.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you mentioned that these flights will go until November. So it's just a seasonal flight. And once November comes, it won't be happening anymore.
Well, so initially we were just planning on doing summer service, but we're seeing a lot of demand and people that, I always say that Connecticut has this kind of like magical thing where you don't think of Connecticut much, but then all of a sudden you mention it and 12 people and 12 people's friends and friends and friends all have some sort of connection to the Connecticut area. So initially it was just going to go through Labor Day, but we've seen some pretty strong bookings and we've seen people wanting to go to those winters. So we did extend through November 5th. And that's what all of our flights are going through right now. So across our network, you can book through November 5th.
And so you're already seeing a lot of bookings. So I'm curious, what type of jet will this be on and how many people will it seat?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're using Boeing Next Generation 737s, not the MAX. And these are going to be 700s and 800s. We have a mix of them based on the month and everything along those lines. They'll seat anywhere from 150 to 190. So they're big planes. They're not your little puddle jumpers or your 50-seat regionals. They're the big jets where you can stretch out and move around.
And so it does sound like there already is quite a bit of interest for this flight.
Yeah, absolutely. Ever since we started flying about 3 years ago, we've received a lot of emails and people commenting, wanting more affordable, more reliable service. And that's what we kind of started the airline with, is wanting to inspire travel with reliability, low fares, and convenience. Just this year, from year to date, we're the #1 airline in the US for on-time percentage, meaning we're getting you to your destination on time, if not early. And we have the lowest cancellation rate. So we're really excited that we can extend those to customers wanting to travel on Avelo and wanting to see where all we fly across our network.
And Avelo is a newer airline. Can you give us a little more history about it?
Yeah, absolutely. We started flying in April of 2021 with just a single route between Burbank and LA and then Sonoma County up in wine country in California. And since then, now we fly to, I think we're up to 53 cities right now. And we've already served almost 4 million customers on over 37,000 flights in those 3 years. So not only do we fly to those 53 and Puerto Rico, we've got some really great things on the horizon as we continue to acquire more aircraft and continue growth across the U.S. as well as in Michigan.
Does Avelo fly to any other airports in Michigan?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we're flying to Lansing and to Kalamazoo. We fly to Orlando from those airports. They are on a seasonal break right now, but we're hoping to bring those back at the end of November, just in time to escape the Michigan weather and get down to sunny Florida to either head to the beach or enjoy all the great theme parks down in Central Florida.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you want people to know about this new direct flight to New Haven?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like we mentioned earlier, it's every Saturday, perfect for a long week to explore the area. Prices are as low as $77 one way. And, sometimes a night out will cost you more than that round trip. So we really urge people to try us out. The way that we continue to grow is to have people utilize the service. And as we see people utilize it more and book more, then we can see how we can grow and add more stuff from there. So definitely urge everyone to say hello to Avelo. And we can't wait to officially start service at the Cherry Capital Airport tomorrow.
It's very exciting. I know a lot of people in northern Michigan will love the opportunity to go travel to Connecticut, but also, like you mentioned, I'm sure a lot of people on the East Coast would love the opportunity to come here to Traverse City, especially a big event in the summertime in Traverse City is our horse shows. And I know people come from all over, so I'm sure this will be a very easy way for people on the East Coast to reach us here in Traverse City.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so many great things on both sides of it that we know that there's really great excitement about it. And, you visit Pure Michigan and you can visit the amazing Connecticut and the East Coast beaches as well. So it works out nicely for customers on both destinations.
Best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
Well, Courtney, thanks so much for joining us. And I appreciate all this information about the new flight starting tomorrow. I'm excited to see how everything goes and just to see the popularity of this new flight.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited. Like I said, say hello to Avelo, and you can learn more at aveloair.com to see everywhere that we fly and specific times and everything.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Courtney, again for joining us, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. You too.
Bye. All right, we're going to take a short break here on Up North Live Unscripted. When we come back, we'll check in with Joe for a more detailed weekend forecast. I'm going to put our question of the day back up on the screen. So for those of you watching online, you can scan the QR code during our commercial to vote. I will also be in this commercial looking at some of our Facebook comments for our question of the day. So maybe when we come back after we touch base with Joe, we'll look at some of those comments as well. So stick around. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Welcome back to Up North Live Unscripted, and happy Friday, everyone. It was a beautiful day out there, and hopefully it'll continue into the weekend. So let's bring in our meteorologist, Joe. Joe, you mentioned earlier one of the days should be pretty nice. The other day, a little iffy.
A little, yeah, and that would be Sunday, Father's Day.
Yeah.
So I'll just put it out there right now. But what a nice day today. I'm looking at our Mackinac Bridge cam. I mean, traffic's moving along, but you can definitely tell it's Friday, though. With
Yeah, a lot of
how
traffic.
busy it is. By the way, you said you were thinking of maybe taking Freddie to the beach today. Did you or not?
I didn't. I thought about it. I ended up running some errands. Freddie did
Yeah.
come with me though because he just likes the car rides.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I'll show you that camera at the bridge because it is a busy one out there tonight. Let's take a look at that. There it is. And you can see all the traffic there crossing the straits. But look at the blue skies on the far right. There's Mackinac Island out there on, again, what is a really nice afternoon. Temperatures have been very comfortable, so normal highs would be in the 70s. We're actually really close to that. It's been a little cooler in the UP. These are the temperatures right now as of, 6:45 here. Upper 60s at Charlevoix and Beaver Island, Sheboygan, mid 60s at Sault Ste. Marie. Manistee, though, nice day there. Houghton Lake, both sitting at 76. I'll look around northern Michigan. Nothing going on here to show you besides the nice clear skies. It's going to stay that way overnight tonight. Expanding the view around the country, we have some active weather down here. Severe thunderstorm watch south of Pittsburgh. Some pretty big storms out into parts of southeast Ohio. And then I know the Yankees game and Red Sox is delayed right now. They're playing out in Boston, and then some other baseball games. I believe the Mets game right now too delayed because of the rain and storms there. Again, back home quiet, and then way out west. Well, you can see some active weather there around Denver and that general region. Let's get into the weekend, though, kind of what we expect. Here's tonight. There's the clock. No problems. A nice clear night, and it's still going to remain comfortable. We have all this heat coming in next week, but we won't deal with that tonight. 40s and 50s tonight. Tomorrow, we'll start clouding up in the afternoon. A dry day tomorrow. You don't have to worry about rain on Saturday. But then as we get into Sunday, so there's Sunday morning. You see these showers, and then that's kind of this is a warm front. So this is the leading edge of all that hot air coming in next week. So we will see, it looks like at least some rain during the day on Sunday. Keep an eye on that. There it is right there. And then Monday, maybe a few storms up north. We'll keep an eye on that too. But that's when the heat starts getting in here. And I just want to show you an updated look at temperatures. There's a look at Monday. Look at that, Maya. Low and mid 90s in parts of the state. And then Tuesday, pretty similar. Hot weather through much of the east. Wednesday, Thursday. But if you look Thursday, though, we start seeing a cold front coming. Look at Marquette compared to Grand Rapids. Look at that temperature difference.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Friday, a little bit of that cooler weather will start working in. At least we get back into the 70s, it looks like, later in the week. But the point I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be a hot and pretty muggy, hazy week. Recap on the holiday weekend, Father's Day weekend, rather. Well, tomorrow, 60s to low 80s, mostly sunny in the morning, clouding up in the afternoon. And then Sunday, which is Father's Day, rain or showers at times, a rumble of thunder, upper 60s to mid 80s. And there is that hot weather. These are average highs, 93 and 92 on Monday and Tuesday in the northern lower peninsula, close to 90 in the UP on Tuesday. So pretty warm, pretty muggy, and then eventually we start cooling down later next week, Maya. But, Father's Day weekend, not a complete washout. Just, if you have plans Sunday, just know you may run into a little bit of rain up there.
It was pretty crazy looking at that 7-day forecast. And in at least the lower peninsula, the lowest average high was 81.
Yeah, and one more thing I just want to point out real quick. If you don't have cooling, I'm talking air conditioning, fan, it's going to be a bit of an issue next week because we really aren't going to drop off much at night. So, you might want to consider that as you move ahead. Just the fan, a little box fan or a little fan does the trick too, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Joe, for that and for letting us know. And we'll see you tonight on Up North Live News at 11. But right now on Up North Live Unscripted at 6:30, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll check in live with Sports Director Harrison Beebe. He is down in East Lansing for day 2 of the softball and baseball state semifinal. So we'll see what's been going on there today in a few minutes. But we're going to take a short break. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It is time for Sports with Harrison Beebe. He is live in Lansing, day 2 of the baseball and softball state semifinals. Harrison, how's it going down there?
Yeah, I heard we have a little extra time, so I figured maybe let's give you guys a tour of what it looks like here at the Spring Sports Complex at Michigan State. We'll start with the soccer field. We didn't have any soccer teams make the state finals, but this is the nice facility that they play the soccer state finals here. They started today with 2 games, and they'll have 2 more tomorrow, so that's pretty cool. I know I've seen Boyne City play on this field before in a state championship game. Literally right next door is Secchia Stadium, home of softball, and give you an idea for softball, here's the brackets right in front. Spoiler alert, Everett won today, so the Wildcats are in the state championship game. They'll play Ottawa Lake Whiteford, and of course we know the Gaylord Blue Devils are also going to be in a state championship game going up against Vicksburg, a rematch from last year. So that's what we'll be prioritizing tomorrow, 2 state championship games here at Secchia Stadium. So that's pretty cool. And then you got to put the walking shoes on to come down to McLean Stadium here on the far end, but a nice baseball facility here. These opened up my senior year when I went to Michigan State here in 2009, and they've been up and running ever since. And the MHSA has come here for the Spring Sports Championship weekend since 2014. So this is the 10th year anniversary of them moving all their events over here. I'll just quickly pan and show you what McLean Stadium looks like from the outside. So really everything for all 3 of these major high school sports right in the same area. So it's really convenient if teams get multiple sports playing in the semifinals or finals over that time period. So that's a lot of activity here, and people putting the finishing touches on the spring season over the next few days into Championship Saturday, which will be tomorrow.
So you're done covering games tonight?
I am done, thankfully. I'm going to go back, take a really long nap, and get ready for those big 2 tomorrow. Got 2 teams left. Gaylord going for the repeat state championship, and Everett, they had a great story 2 years ago, making it down here, playing for a state title in Division III, but came up short in extra innings in that state title game 2 years ago. Now they get a chance at redemption. A lot of those girls are back, and they will play the 3 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon. So we got 2 potential state champions waiting to be crowned from our area tomorrow.
And what time does Gaylord play tomorrow?
Gaylord will be the noon game against Vicksburg. So, I get to sleep in too, which is nice. I had to be here at 10 a.m. today, and yesterday I came from Traverse City to be down here at McLean Stadium for the baseball game at 9. So sleeping will not be an issue for tomorrow, but then, it'll be a long day of finals. The finals, they put the extra, pizzazz on them, obviously, and the trophy presentations and all that take place actually down the field from here. So a lot of walking, a lot of people will be here tomorrow, but we're excited to see how those teams do on that grand stage. I think Gaylord will do pretty well, and judging by how Everett performed today, I think they're going to be a favorite against Ottawa Lake Whiteford in their state championship game as well.
Yeah, what was that Everett final score? I don't think you mentioned it.
8-3. So it was a close game. 2 of the Everett girls had 2 homers in the middle of the contest to get in the lead, and then one of their senior leaders had a big 3-run bomb to put them up 7-2 in like the 5th inning or so. I don't have the stats in front of me, but they look like they, like Gaylord, can bash a home run whenever you need it, and they've got solid pitching and defense. So I've heard that can win championships, and so we'll see if that's the case tomorrow. Yeah, come in handy.
All right, Harrison, thanks so much, and we will see your full highlights of both of those games tonight at 11, and then, of course, like you mentioned, you'll be there tomorrow for the finals, and we'll have updates on Up North Live News at 6 tomorrow, right?
I don't believe we have a 6 tomorrow with the U.S. Open. I think ABC has an early newscast again. But, yes, at some point you will be able to see all the coverage from those state finals on some platform or another.
All right. Well, thanks, Harrison. Go take a nap.
Thanks.
See ya. All right. We're going to take one more break on Up North Live Unscripted. When we come back, we'll look at the final results for our question of the day. Stick around. Today, of course, is Flag Day, so we wanted to know, how often do you fly your flag? 74% of people said every day, 12% said on holidays, and 14% said I don't have one. If you haven't voted yet, scan that QR code on your screen now to let us know how often you fly your flags. And thanks so much for joining us on Up North Live Unscripted. We'll see you back here tonight on Up North Live News at 11. Take care, everyone.